The machine I'm using is my newly built Windows 98 PC. I have an ASRock P4i865, thank you, with a Pentium 4 clocked at 2.4 GHz, 512 MB of DDR333 MHz, an IDE hard drive and an ODG sound card. The integrated video card is the Intel Extreme Graphics 2, and with the specs that this card has, all games will run no problems for sure. After playing some games for a few hours and testing other games for 2 days, I was proven wrong. This integrated GPU is good? What? Are you serious? Although Quake 2 was released in 1997, OpenGL rendering takes a toll on this Intel Extreme Graphics. On 1024x768 high settings I had 30 FPS. Yeah, 30 FPS on a game 6 years older than the video card. But the game plays way better in software mode. Does it look somewhat weird? Yes, it does. Do I care? Nope. If I were me, and I am, I will play this game in software mode. It's a game from 1997, it must look like one, it's more nostalgic this way. Also, Super Shotgun? Yes please. Another older game is Unreal, only that this time Unreal plays way better than Quake 2, while also looking better graphically from an objective technological point of view. Subjectively, I like more the aesthetics of Quake 2. I'm playing at 1024x768 max settings and the game runs at 60 FPS comfortably. 60 because the frame rate is capped, and I can disable VSync on the Intel Extreme Graphics. However, there are some drops when a lot of particle effects are present on the screen. Particle effects were, are, and will be the bane of any low-end video card now and forever. Oh man, I love action RPGs so much that for not playing Nox until now I needed to do penance for 2 straight months by watching the Star Wars sequel trilogy over and over again. And yes, my expectations were definitely subverted. I expected good movies and they gave me a huge pile of shit. Okay, I got this last one from another YouTuber, but hey, there's nothing original in this world, right? Now, in Nox you can jump, move objects, move slow or fast depending on the cursor position. Meh, it's too much for me. Just give me something that I can bash. That's better. The story begins with you, Jack, yeah, your name is Jack, trying to stop some evil wizard. Very original. Actually, it seems that the story was praised after the game released, so what can I say? Maybe I'm tired of defeating evil wizards or necromancers. Now, I reached a point into the story at the very beginning, mind you, kill some spiders that I should have tamed and can't advance into the game. Epic fail. The game is capped at 30 FPS, but there's no problem. Diablo 2 is capped at 25 FPS and I've played that game for 20 years now. Alien vs Predator 2 is a very demanding game. At 640 by 480 lowest settings, I have 30 FPS outside battle and no FPS during battle. I guess it's less scary this way. It's going to take 10 seconds for that alien to reach me. All in all, if you have an Intel Extreme Graphics 2, you won't be able to play Alien vs Predator 2. I'm sorry, it's a bummer. Jedi Outcast is built on the awesome id Tech 3 engine. This game is rather hard at the beginning, the clones are freakishly accurate, and I now realize that hitting something with these blasters, especially moving targets, it's not that easy. I'd rather use the railgun from Quake 3. But I guess the game makes it hard for you at the beginning. To contrast this to the moment when you become a Jedi, the whole meaningful character progression and stuff. Now, please allow me to geek over these corridors. Man, I've probably seen Star Wars 200 times already, and these aesthetics feel just like home to me.
That's one less problem to deal with.
Benchmarks are nice. They help us differentiate between components by using raw numbers. Easy peasy. I was expecting bigger performance differences between 16 and 32-bit, especially for an integrated card, because the memory is slow and it has only 32 MB of RAM. In Quake 3 at 640 by 480 faster settings, we have a meager 6 FPS increase, barely 5% difference. In Jedi Outcast at the same resolution, we have a 5 FPS increase, again 5% difference. That's to be understood, Jedi Outcast uses the same engine as Quake 3. After pumping up the details and the resolutions, we start seeing better results. In Quake 3 at 1024 by 768 high quality settings, we have a good 10 FPS increase from 50 to 60, a 20% difference. In Serious Sam's First Encounter at 1024 by 768 high quality settings, we have an awesome 15 FPS increase from 25 to 40, a 60% difference. Now, the benchmarks always tell half the story. How do the games feel on this Extreme Graphics 2? First, let me share something with you. I'm a PC guy. If it does not have a keyboard and a mouse, I can't use it. Any CPU needs 0 and 1 to work. My brain needs QWERTY and left-right click. That's why I'm very picky when it comes to how a software or a game feels. I'm going to be straightforward. I will play Quake 2 in software mode and all other games at 16-bit. The games feel more responsive, and it's not like there are huge differences in quality when using 32-bit. See my other video where I compare 16-bit and 32-bit performance and quality. Now let's compare the integrated graphics card with the GeForce 4MX. This might look like a one-sided fight, right? Well, there were times while testing the Extreme Graphics when I felt the need to look inside the PC and see if I'm really using the integrated GPU. In Quake 3 the GeForce 4 is faster by about 50%. Not bad, but still, this is an integrated card. We have over 60 FPS on 1024 by 768 high quality, so I guess this is something. However, if I had the integrated card and wanted to play Quake 3, I would not have upgraded to the GeForce 4. I'm sorry Nvidia, but on this round I'm sticking with Intel. Serious Sam the First Encounter should be a heavier game, but here I had some problems. The Intel iGPU is actually faster than the GeForce 4. Why? I don't know. How? Again, don't know. I first tested the Extreme Graphics and then the GeForce 4, but after testing the GeForce and seeing the results, I've redone the tests, but the results were the same. This really needs further investigation, but as always in another video. If anyone has any idea why these results, I'm all ears. In Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast the GeForce was way faster. 80% at 800 by 600 normal settings. Now, there was a case when the FPS took a huge dip when using 32-bit. In Jedi Outcast at 1024 by 768 high quality settings, on 16-bit I had 50 FPS average, but as soon as I enabled 32-bit the FPS dropped to 7 in the benchmark, yes, 7. And this happened only when using very high texture detail and 32-bit texture quality. The problem with this is that I've tried replicating it during normal gameplay, but the FPS does not drop. I don't know, it needs more testing, I guess. Seeing these benchmarks, I was impressed by the integrated chip. It's not half as bad as I've imagined, at least in some games, although to be fair, older games. These promising results convinced me to test other integrated GPUs, see how they perform and maybe pit one against each other. Do you need a retro gaming PC and don't have a dedicated video card? Don't worry, use the integrated one. You don't have an integrated GPU? Don't worry, you can watch others playing games. I kid. Everyone should have a retro PC, especially you, my wonderful friends that just watched my recent experience with Intel Extreme Graphics 2. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Tickle the like button if you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, give integrated GPUs a chance and be nostalgic.